Hello, welcome back to Destiny Digits. This is the soul urge number 45. Five, you guys are a good time. Your soul is motivated by freedom and expansion and adventure. You love change. You're very witty and adaptable. When we're thinking of like relationships and things that are fixed, sometimes depending on the energy of your partner, you know, it's good to have somebody that has the same adventure level as you. When we're talking about, whenever you have the urge to go, it's good to just have somebody that can accommodate that. So let's see here. Chariot, first card out, followed by the Ten of Wands, followed by the Lovers. Okay, we have Five of Swords, Page of Swords, Seven of Wands, King of Cups. I've got two more and we'll finish our cards. So the card in the center, the Page of Swords, that's the space that you are sitting in right now, right? And so when we're talking about fives carrying that energy of change, freedom, expansion, you being a visionary, there's something that you are learning, something that you are almost a student in, right? So there's something going on in which it can be new to you, new information. You're curious, you're eager to take in, but you definitely realize that this is not a space of mastery. This is newness. This is accepting that I am a student right now in the space that I'm in, and I need to learn. How beautiful. Bottom of the deck is the sun. The sun. So that's about overall the energy. The sun is about success, enlightenment, understanding, clarity. All right, let's see what else. We'll finish pulling our spirit cards and then we will work through. So we have no pentacles. We've got cups, wands, and swords. No pentacles. So fives, it doesn't seem right now that work, career, or security or prosperity is the focus. It seems right now it's about you meeting your passion with your mind. You know how we talk about, the mind and the heart, but this is almost like your passion, your soul, making sense of it within your mind. Bottom of the deck is failure. Okay, let's pull these and then we'll keep going. Step out of your comfort zone. Confidence is your key to success. Lastly, beautiful, luck is on your side. All right, and at the bottom of the Numerology deck, emotions are running high. Emotions are running high. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what's going on. So in the center, we talked about the Page of Swords. This is about receiving information, knowledge, clarity, insight, but it's new, right? This is a space of discovery. This is still learning, still being curious, wanting to kind of feel an itch or an urge, being a sponge. That's the space you're in. And so in overall, Spirit is saying that, there's still more to learn. There's still more to know. So we have patience here. I accept that everything happens in divine order. And so I talked about the Page of Swords indicating that this is a new energy that you haven't quite mastered. You're not at the end. You're kind of, still stepping into something. And so Spirit is saying, be patient with yourself as you learn or understand or take in whatever it is you are going going through at this time, because there is divine order, unfortunately, and we kind of have to surrender to that. So what is surrounding the space that we're sitting in of this patient Page of Swords? We have the Five of Swords and the Seven of Wands. So Five of Swords is literally, it looks like he has a headache, and he has a headache because it's almost like he can't make up his mind. He can't think clearly. His mind is split. He wants to free himself from the chatter, from the chaos. He wants it to kind of calm and quiet down so that he can kind of clearly free himself. But he's having trouble. And so the sun being at the bottom of the deck, the sun is about happiness and joy and success. And, it's like that happy ever after feeling, but it's also about enlightenment. Right. And so there overall, this could be the energy that, your soul is acquiring information right now. When we talk about you freeing yourself, you expanding, traveling, change, adventure, that kind of being what motivates you to kind of jump into things. Right now, you're asked to kind of sit in a, not necessarily still, but this may not be a time where there's much action, because there are things that must be kind of put into your awareness. So information's coming. And so if you were at any point in this Five of Swords energy about taking on this newness, stepping into whatever this Page of Swords is kind of gaining information in. If you were confused about that, I think spirit, or you have the sun, which talks about enlightenment, understanding, finally being able to make sense and bring light to all the things that were kind of foggy and unclear. But also being patient with yourself as you step into this new journey. And, confidence is your key to success, new moon in Leo. So Leo could be significant to you personally, but also Leo can indicate a time frame. So that's, end of summer, towards the end of the summer, August. And so this could be where you could start to see success, your success start to kind of unfold. And so be patient, but also be confident as you wait. Know that whatever this is working. Know that success is the only choice. It's the only outcome. The Seven of Wands is an energy of being elevated above the noise. So Six of Wands is like gaining victory. But the thing about being victorious and being celebrated is that all eyes are on you. And some eyes want to see you keep going, and some eyes would love to just see you stop, right? And so Seven of Wands is being protected from all of those opinions, from all of those feelings, those energies, just being able to find your zen within, to make your world within yourself. And so when we're talking about confidence is your key to success, you may not get a lot of feedback from the outside world about whatever this newness is for you. And so you just have to believe it and feel it and hang on to that and find it when there are naysayers, right? So sometimes this could be an energy of defense, but here, this is not a struggle. This is a very peaceful, this is knowing that I'm protected. Like I know what I know. I know what I know. And confidence is exactly that. And so August could be significant for when you start to see confirmation of whatever this is for you. Beneath the Page of Swords is the Hermit. And so the Hermit talks about going within in order to kind of do the dirty work. The Hermit typically carries a lantern, and the lantern is needed because we can't see in the dark. And so the Hermit is traveling into our shadow self to kind of do some work and figure out, what do I need to fix and repair in order to get us going on our journey, right? How do I kickstart us forward? But it takes time stepping away to really figure out what's needed to get you moving in a direction that you want to go. And so sometimes we have to step away and we have to just listen from within. We have surrender. I can release my need to control. Being in hermit mode is not necessarily a card of action, right? And sometimes we have to be comfortable in our own stillness and realize that stillness in itself is action, and a lot of work can be done. The deepest work can be done when we are at rest, but we're conscious of why we're at rest, right? And so that's surrendering. Some parts of our journey look like surrendering, it looks like we're doing nothing, right? But everything beneath the surface is happening, and that's significant. And so those are the moments where we just kind of have to release control, go through the healing, go through the discovery, go through the purging and the purification. Now, surrounding the Hermit, we have the King of Cups and the Ten of Cups. These are the only cups that are here in this reading. And so and so when you are going in within, you know, this is an emotional thing for you. King of Cups, that's an energy of being emotionally mature and available, right? Somebody who is very supportive and compassionate and understanding, right? And they want you to be at peace. This is somebody that's intuitive and connected, emotionally intelligent. And so this could be an energy that you carry. We have failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So this King of Cups could be your energy or an energy of someone important or significant to you, someone that you would kind of match as having the characteristics that I described. But there could have been something that went wrong in a relationship or a connection. It says, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Yes. And so really there are no right and yes, there are blatantly right and wrong. But what I'm saying is that when we act in a way that we deem wrong, or and when another acts in a way that is wrong, it allows us to learn about self. Sometimes we'll say, I would never do that. Right. And what do people always say? Never say never. Never say what you're never going to do because, well, but when you actually do what you never thought you would do, you learn something about yourself, right? That's how you discover, I'm not as disciplined, or I'm not as, you know what I mean, empathetic and receptive and compassionate as I thought I was, So sometimes you have to be tested in order to see your limits, your boundaries, your strengths, your areas of weakness. And so when a test comes and we think we failed, we actually have just learned what we still need to grow in, right? It's a backwards win. We have the Ten of Cups, and so that's about family and unconditional love and healthy relationships. And though there could have been a relationship in the past where maybe you feel like, you dropped the ball. But I think that in the deepest parts of you, this Ten of Cups, this unconditional love, this family life, I think that this is, this is significant to you. And this is what you want. And so Spirit says that luck is on your side. This is what you can have. Luck is on your side. And look, it's an arrow. I automatically think of Cupid's arrow. Yes, this is the Sagittarius card. That's December season. So by December, the Ten of Cups should be, because, something could happen in love, in family, in emotional fulfillment and contentment. But you have the Ten of Cups and the Sun. But it seemed like there was a struggle emotionally at some point. And that's what pushed us into that hermit mode of surrendering and kind of doing the work that we need to kind of get us back on track. So Ten of Cups is kind of like the vision, right? And the hermit is figuring out what is the obstacle that's obscuring me from getting to what I can see in my, like, what's stopping me from achieving what's in my vision. And so the Ten of Cups is your goal, but it could have been past failures. that you've kind of had to heal from in relationships or just emotional spaces that it's like you kind of have to work through and surrender to in order to have what you'd really like. Alrighty. Above the Page of Swords, right? We have the Ten of Wands. So typically this is the end, right? I'm packing up my and I'm going. Now in other decks, um the Ten of Wands is okay, hold on. I was just getting it confused with the Twin of Swords, but I was saying both. So no, the Ten of Wands. This is like one journey has ended and I'm ready to begin again, right? And everything that is carried is significant because it's a reflection of where you've been, right? Wands are about passion, they're about soul, spirituality. It's about that drive, that life force within you. And so one cycle has ended, in the way I got these 10 wands is not the way I'm going to get my next 10, right? So something is ending. You're learning something. Carrying that many wands with you, now it's time to do something with that energy so that it's not a burden. So we may have to delegate. We may have to assign roles. We may have to, you know what I mean? But you have to decide, what am I going to do with what I'm carrying? Is it going to weigh me down? How can I lighten my load? How can I end this cycle and prepare for the next one with no burdens, with no baggage, with no luggage, right? And so once you are out of this Page of Swords and you've understood patience, it's like you kind of have to assess the journey that you've been on. We have regret. I know that I cannot change the past. And so when you look back about where you've been and you're carrying these 10 wands, regret talks about, God, I wish I could have did that differently. I wish I could have said that. I wish it didn't end this way. I wish we would have spent more time. I wish I would have invested. It's like all those I wish, I wish, I wish. But the beautiful thing is that every regret needs to be written down. Why is that necessary? Well, because the next journey is here. And we don't typically want to have regrets, but we will, right? They're natural. But the regrets that you've written down this time should not be written at the end of the journey that's about to begin. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so if you have regrets, yes, you can't change the past, but you still have them, fine. Write them down, right? Because you can't take them with you. And the only way you can be sure that you're not going to carry them is if you actively and intentionally correct them. And so use that pain, use that regret, use that as a send off for the new, for what is to come next. This is about love. For some, it is clearly about love or just the heart, just the emotional journey, right? So surrounding the 10 of Wands, am I going to carry this burden? Am I going to delegate? Am I going to release? Like, what am I going to do with the heaviness of where I've been? Because I need to step in the new. Surrounding that energy, we have the Chariot and the Lovers. So the Chariot talks about speed, change, travel, momentum, like there's no reverse. There's no reverse. Like it is all forward. And so we have emotions are running high. And then step out of your comfort zone. Okay. Okay, so listen. This 10 of Wands, the end of this journey is walking into the Lovers, right? And the Lovers it 6 is about love and nurture, but it's also about protection. This card is just so passionate. Like, doesn't it just make you want to like kiss the one you love? Like, it's just so. And so you're leaving one experience and you're walking into one that is full of fire. And so you can use the wisdom and the experience that is in these 10 wands in what's to come. You can show up, you can unlock, and you can fall in love with life, fall in love with self, and fall in love with another, if that is what you wish for. But Spirit says step outside of your comfort zone. North node. What is your north node sign? If you don't know what it is, find your birth chart, discover what your north node is. And that sign, the energies of that sign could be outside of your comfort zone. Those are the energies that you need to step into in order to be in this lover's energy. Right? And even if it's not about a relationship or a partnership, it doesn't matter. It's being offered to you. That's falling in love with life, and it takes confidence. Remember, we said confidence is your key to success. I saw luck is on your side. We talked about the Cupid's arrow, the 10 of cups, the sun. Sometimes we kind of get frozen. That's the best way I can say it. Like, when we go through hard relationships and experiences that kind of take us through something, they kind of make us become rigid, right? And so when we're moving through love and life, we're kind of stiff. We're a little bit tight. Um, and so what I'm saying is, you have to dive in. You have to be in love with life in order to really experience all the love that's available, right? And so no more stiffness. And the stiffness comes from you being afraid of making the same mistake again, of feeling that same failure, right? Of possibly having the same regret. But but you have to use the 10 of wands. Remember, all of what you've been through is represented in those 10 wands, but what are you going to do with them, right? And so you can't change the past. And so I'm going to take all that I've learned, and it will build me, it will grow me, it will provide me gain in the future. You have to step outside of your comfort zone. So please, I'm so curious. What's your North Node sign? What are those energies? And somehow it is when you are immersed confidently in that energy that you are able to almost elevate into this lover's energy with life. Now, the Chariot and the emotions are running high. I think that just talks about your own not necessarily anxiety, but sometimes just the way change and endings take off, the way cycles begin and end, the way people enter our life, the way experiences move. Sometimes things happen so fast and we are not settled or collected, right? So I think that you could have rushed into this 10 of wands, rushed in to, you know, the end came very quick. It could have been a long journey, but somehow it seems the end came quick. You could have decided to kind of pack up and just kind of make this choice in order to walk into the newness, which is the lovers. Fives. So mentally, I think this is about forgiving yourself. It's about being patient with yourself, right? I think this is about building yourself, but it seems to be about your mind and your passion. Sometimes failures in love or relationships or struggles can convince us of that our value is not what it really is, right? We can be convinced that maybe we don't possess anything. We can feel like we don't have a spark within us. We don't have the fire. And so I feel like this is about you falling in love again, but you have to step outside of yourself. You have to find a new version of self. You have to expand. But success and happiness is yours. It's just about being confident that you're not going to experience what you've experienced in the past, and that all that you desire really is right here in front of you. It's just about believing that, and just not carrying the old to the new, right? And kind of settling and collecting yourself. But be patient, right? And be comfortable being a student. There's no way we can master all of our life. It's our life is like a class, right? We are the lesson, and we're learning ourselves, and every day is like a new page in a chapter, a new page, where we get to discover something new about ourselves. And so regrets are necessary. Failure is necessary. Patience is necessary. And moments where we have to surrender and we can do nothing are necessary, but we're still strengthening and gaining in that space of stillness. So trust that. All right. The sun is yours, though. That's exciting. And love. 10 of Cups. Luck is on your side. All right. Stay confident. Thank you so much, Fives. Take care.